Hello and greetings everyone, it is I, Flip the Bacon, coming with you today with how to record your classic gaming systems such as the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Master System, and Sega Genesis using your Elgato Game Capture device. So, when I finally got around to getting my Elgato Game Capture HD device, I was super excited I was going to be able to play and record my retro video games for you guys here on YouTube. Unfortunately, I ran into a bit of a snag, which I'm going to show you here on my Super Nintendo. So, as you'll see here in a second, when I try to play my Super Nintendo through the Elgato and record over there on my computer screen, while it looks okay on the Elgato Game Capture HD software, as you can clearly see here on the Super Nintendo being displayed for the TV, that it's lagging and it's unplayable. Now, from what I was told, that the reason this is because the older systems here output a different resolution, and when you hook it up to the Elgato Game Capture device, it gets confused. The signal gets confused going to the TV using the HD. Now, I've heard of also other problems where people have had where it just doesn't even, they don't even get a picture. They don't even see anything when through their old retro systems on the TV. And what I'm going to do next is show you how to fix that, so you'll be able to play your retro systems on your TV and be able to record on your computer there. So moving on to the next part of our video here, I'm going to be covering the things you need. Now, the first and most important thing that you'll need is a TV that takes either composite or composite cables. Now, composite cables are these, which are the red, white, yellow, and the components are, which would be these colors, which would be the green, blue, and red. Your TV must be able to take those somewhere, plug in, or you'll need to get an adapter to make it where your TV can take those. A lot of older kind of HD TVs have those, and a lot of the newer HD TVs don't have those composite or component outputs anymore. So you'll need those. Now, the second most important thing you'll need is this specific HD capture device for the Elgato Game Capture HD device. Now, none of the other Elgato Game Capture devices can capture retro games except for this one. So if you have an HD 60 or anything above that, it won't work. Now we're going to be moving on to the next part, which is you'll need stuff that's on this table, which I'll turn over here. Now you will need two sets of RCA or composite cables, which are male to male. So on both ends, they must have the red, white, yellow. So you'll need two sets of these, and which I have here. And you will also need, which is to get this to work, this which took me the longest time to figure out, are these female to female RCA Y splitter video adapters. So they need to be these ones. So they have to take in video and audio, as you can see here. So it has to be these. This is essential, guys. Make sure you buy the right ones. I'll show you a link on in the YouTube descriptions below where to get these on Amazon. They're not very expensive. I paid like, I think, $5 in total to get all three of these. So yeah, get the 3-pack RCA Y splitter video adapters, and these ones were by Shopbox. So now we're gonna show you how I guess we should mention too, on your retro systems here, before we move on, you will need the RCA or composite outputs for like your Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. Luckily, Nintendo has this. It pretty much goes across all their systems up into the Wii, which the Wii does not have these. So I believe any Nintendo system, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, can take these. Now, with the Sega systems, you will have to, it gets a little bit trickier. You'll have to order those online and search around. Make sure you get the right RCA cable for the right Sega Genesis system or Master System that you have, or Sega Saturn. So I'll have a couple links of those on the description below. So yeah, we are going to be moving on to the next part here. So our first step to setting this up is we're going to need to take our RCA composite cable hookup for our Super Nintendo, which is this cord, the one with the little thing in the back, and these red, white, and yellow cords here, right here. And we take these and we're going to hook it up to the back of the Super Nintendo, which is right here. And I'm going to move the Super Nintendo down onto the floor just to save some space up here on the table. So now what we need to do next is we're going to take our RCA Y splitter audio video adapters, and we're going to plug one into each one of these ends here. So we're going to take one for the yellow here, and we'll plug it right here. And we'll take one for the red and plug it in right here. And we'll take one for the white and plug it in right here. And now the next part we need to do here is we're going to take one of our male-to-male RCA cables, which are these guys over here, and we're going to plug one, color match it up to the splitter here. So we'll take this red, white, and yellow male-to-male RCA composite cable, and we'll hook the yellow to the yellow, the red to the red, and the white to the white. So we got one of those done out of the way. And then we're going to take our other male-to-male RCA cables here, and we're going to color match it up as well too. So we're going to match the yellow to yellow, the white to the white, and the red to the red. So you should have something that looks like this now. You should have these cables split out and they're going their own ways. So right here we have the yellow and yellows hooked up together, the reds and the reds hooked up together, and the whites hooked up together. Now for this next part, what we'll need here is we'll need to take our Elgato device, and I'm going to show you how to hook this up both ways to make this easier for you guys. And so we're going to first hook up the component adapter here for the Elgato, and we're going to hook up here at this end. As I'll show you how to hook this up to be able to record. So you would hook up the red to the yellow in this case, and then you would hook up the white to the white on this little thing on the side, and the red to the red. So your connection using the component part of the Elgato Capture would look like this right here. So you'd have the yellow connected to the red and the white connected to this little dongle on the side of this adapter. Now I'm going to disconnect this because I'm going to use my RCA adapter for my connector here, which is what I prefer to do. So we're going to hook up the Elgato's RCA adapter, and we'll color match it this time around. So we'll have the yellow to the yellow, the white to the white, and the red to the red. So you would leave it like this. So this is what the connection would look like right here. And then we're going to be connecting this obviously up to the computer. This part is on its own. So this part's good. And then we'll connect this color codes up to the TV. So now continuing on here, we are going to be hooking up our other RCA cables and the ones not hooked up to the Elgato from the splitter, and we're going to be connecting them to my TV here. As you can see, my TV here does not have the red, white, and yellow, but it has the green, red, and white. Now, this isn't a problem, folks. You could still use your composite cables on a component output like this one. You just got to hook up the yellow video up to the green video, and it'll still work. So we're going to hook up right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to hook up the white first, then I'm going to hook up the red, and then I'm going to hook up the yellow. And this should be a hookup. So you'll have a set of RCA cables going to the TV, and then a set going to your Elgato Game Capture device. Okay, folks. So your final setup should look something like this right here. So you should have your Super Nintendo, in this case, the cable. It should be running from here, from the back of the Super Nintendo, leading up to right here. So you'll have the Super Nintendo. These are the Super Nintendo RCA composite cables hooked up to the Y splitter component, or Y splitter RCA composite cables. And we're going to have a set here of the red, white, yellow. In this case, the RCA composites running to the TV here. And then we have a set here, which is going to be running to our Elgato Game Capture device. So another thing I need to point out is you don't need to hook up your HD cord to the TV at all. It should look like this. You don't need the HD capture or the HD cord hooked up to your TV. So it just needs this. So as you can see here, we got a set of RCA Y splitters running over here, and then we have RCA cords running to the TV. Now, I need to make sure when you turn on your TV here that you have it set to, not component, but to the AV, which is RCA composite. So I'm going to turn on, we'll switch it there, and then I'll turn on the Super Nintendo, and you'll now see that there is no lag, which is amazing. So this is how you end up setting it up to record. As you can see now, the game is completely lagless on the TV, and we're not having any issues with the TV at all. So we can move up here, and as you can see, everything's moving just dandy, and everything's great now. No lag, and now you can play and actually enjoy and record it. So we'll hop on this little bird here guy, maybe. And then we'll hop up here and get this egg. See, so as you can see now, there is no lag. And then I'll show you what it should look like over on the computer now. As you can see, folks, it runs both perfectly good now on both the computer here, on the game, the Elgato Game Capture HD software, as well as on my TV. It's working great and fantastic. I hope you guys can see this just fine. So I just realized I forgot to show you how to use the Elgato Game Capture HD software to actually record your system. And I'm going to go through step-by-step process here to show you how to get the settings, right settings, so you'll capture your game that you're trying to record on your retro system. So first things first is we're going to go up to here, this Game Capture HD, where it says no signal, and we'll click this right wheel over here. So you'll have a bunch of options up here: capture, picture, audio, profiles, and advanced. So what we're going to want to do here, though, is we're going to go to the input device, and you'll see right here, we're going to move this down to other, which is right below the Wii U options. So we'll select other, and it's going to tell us this little thing here, composite video input. And it's going to pretty much walk you through, if you look at these instructions, what I already showed you. So we're just going to skip this. You guys can see this or look at this if you want more. And we're going to switch it over to composite. Make sure it's on composite, folks. This is really important for when you're doing this. So you're going to want to switch this to composite. You can change this setting to standard if you want, or HD 720. The old systems, you know, they're old graphics. They're not going to have high def options there. So I just leave mine usually on that, and you can change this to allow 60 frames per second if you wish. And then, well, you just leave the cropping to none, and I usually leave these alone. And then you hit the OK button, and then you turn on your system down here, and it should pick it up here in the corner. And there you go, folks. Now you can see the game is now recording. Well, it's not recording, but we're getting the feed, and then you would just hit this record button down here to start recording the games you're playing. And yep, folks, that's pretty much it. I can't, I think, explain this any better to you guys, how to use this system. So yeah, folks, I hope that video was very helpful for you. It took a lot of time for me to find out how to do that. It was pretty frustrating. There wasn't a lot of good videos out there showing exactly how to hook up your retro systems to your Elgato and TV and be able to record. If you guys like this video, please like it. As always, I would like to say please subscribe. It definitely helps immensely for me, as it will hopefully help other people find these videos of how to record your retro systems on the Elgato. I can't say enough. Thank you very much, and I hope this was very helpful for you guys. As I always say, flip that bacon, and I'll see you in my next videos. Goodbye.